Rightio, I thought I'd check out the actual zoo in Ho Chi Minh City. And at the moment, look, the links are all down below if you want to actually come to this place. Look, it doesn't cost that much. It only costs around $65,000. No, it's dong, so it's only a couple of bucks. It works out around $4 Australian to actually come here. It is worth coming in here and having a look at. They've got a fair few things around here. We haven't got to the animals yet, but when you do come in here, go straight in and then go to your left. There is a bit of a map. They don't give you any brochures like the zoos over in Australia or anywhere else. You'll have to really just wing it when you get here. So when you do, it is a pretty big place to actually come to. Make sure you bring some water. Look, on the way here, you would not believe it. For 2.5 kilometers, took me over close to an hour to get here. Now, sometimes it is just worth walking in here yourself or walking. It is a hot day today. It is 30 degrees. The humidity is pretty high, as it always is in Vietnam. But I don't know how these people wear long shirts and long pants everywhere. You look, I'm wearing long pants at the moment, but I'm not wearing long tops. Now, some of these guys around here, they wear sloppy joes. Now, seriously, I don't know how they wear that. I would have been exhausted, as in heat stroke. When you come here, it is beautiful. There's lots of plants and a lot of things to see around here. I quite like it. All right, let's get in there and I'll show you a few things while you're in here. One thing, get a bowl of water because you are going to sweat like a pig. Now, like I said before, when you get here, make sure you take a picture of the map because all the writing around here is all in different language. Unless you use your Google Translator to put it up and have a look. Now, I'm assuming that sign back there says bonsais because right behind me, bonsais. Bonsai! But there is some beautiful bonsais around here. Mate of mine, Ross, he'd love it here, but they do take a long time to grow. Some of these bonsais are over 100 years old. Oh, look, butterfly. Mate, attack me. Bit of a word of advice, when you come to the actual zoo itself, make sure you wear your Aeroguard. It is a very moist area, and I just got bitten on the arm by mosquitoes. Now, if you haven't taken your malaria tablets already, make sure you do. If not, you are in a safe zone around this area. It's not until you get up to near the Hajong Loop, you really got to take precautions. There's not many cases that are in here, but for just in case, make sure you wear your Aeroguard or some sort of bug spray while you're here. I don't know if that's a good represent of a kangaroo, but it is a kangaroo. We've got them over in Australia everywhere. So when you're over an Australian, visit one of the zoos over there. Look, the animals are a little bit different from everywhere you go. We have certain animals over there. In here, looks like it's a goat enclosure, a petting zoo maybe. But they're all looking at me going, I want to eat you. I know. Meh, meh. My cousin. This place has been up and running since 1864, so it's over 100 years old. So most of these plants around here are quite nice indeed. There's a lot of species of plants that we don't have in Australia, and at the moment in the zoo, it's one of the coolest places around town at the moment. So if you are stinking hot and you want a bit of a cool retreat, come to the zoo and walk around. It's not that hot actually. The funny thing about it, most throughout this park, they've got signs. Do not climb the fence, do not touch the animals. Duh! You put your hand over someone, they'll let it off. This is not like an Australian zoo with the high fences. They have very small fencing. Look, I'd have to say it doesn't really matter because in that enclosure are turtles. Yeah, they're not going to jump over the fence. They're not going to move very fast, so I'd have to say you're going to catch them pretty easy. And if you don't, they are. Don't work in a zoo. These fellas look like they had a very bad day. He's crashed, mate. Oh, unless he's dead. No, he's alive. The white rhino, believe it or not, it's one of the rarest animals on this earth at the moment. It is being hunted for its actual horn. I don't know, they use it for medicine and maybe keep your twang up. Anyway, bit of a fun fact with the horn itself. The horn itself is made out of hair. It does look like ivory, but it's not. It's all hair. And when you cut them off, it does hurt them, believe it or not. But the white rhino, what a cool specimen. He's probably thinking, looking at me, you call me specimen? What about you? I must admit, walking around here is very pleasurable. I wouldn't say it's cool, but it's a lot cooler than it is in the city. It will take you around, I don't know, approximately a couple of hours to look around all the sites you need to look at. Look, like I said before, take a picture of the map so you know exactly where you are and places you want to visit in the zoo. Because I didn't receive any pamphlets. If not, they probably charge you for a pamphlet. What's going on here? Reptile here. Aha, let's have a look what sort of reptiles there is. I have noticed in this area, the animals are mainly from this area. They don't really have other animals around the place. When you come to the reptile area itself, common goanna, believe it or not, we don't even get these sort of goannas or lizards over Australia. We get the bearded dragons and the frill-necked lizards and stuff like that, but we don't get anything like what they've got over here. Yes, I know I'm in a different country and a different hemisphere itself, but it's still a spin out to come and have a look at the native animals that are around here. Make sure you do. Well, what's in here? Oh, small little alligators. Yep. Still enough to take your finger off. The animals that are in Australian zoos, look, we don't have tigers, we don't have bears, we don't have raccoons. So when you come to countries like this and come to their zoos, you see the animals that are native to this area, which is a bit of a spin out because we just don't get these animals around here. Ooh, that's a big snake. We have got carpets around here, but they're not that big. He's huge. You've got no chance in hell, buddy, climbing up that grass. Not going to work. Unless you're one of those frogs with those funny feet. But otherwise, look, there he is. He's trying to get up, but look, he's not going to go nowhere. This is a weird one. This is called a Vietnamese crested argus. I'd have to say it's only native to Vietnam. It looks like a bit like our bearded dragons, but a little bit different. I love the colours. I always wondered with the hippos why they get so pissed off in the water. Maybe they've got a weight problem. Maybe. I was going to say, they've got a lot of raccoons here. Hello, buddy. And they're cute. And also, they're in the Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, look at them stretching. They are big fatties, aren't they? So they are fed very well here. Where do we go? Oh, clouded leopard. Guess what? He's not here. He's gone out shopping for food. There's plenty of food next door to the raccoons. You'd like them. It tastes a bit raccoonish, I think. Now in this enclosure here, there is live butterflies, but inside the actual room itself, they've got a lot of species pinned up to the wall. Now, a lot of those insects we don't even get in Australia. There's only a few I've actually recognised. One was like a Chrissy beetle, which has got a bit of a green tinge over it. And otherwise, most of those animals, like even the dung beetle itself, they're not as big as them, mate, seriously. They're huge. Have a look around. This is where all the live butterflies are, and it's quite peaceful. I could spend all day in here. Oh, look, butterfly. Nah, they're not going to come up. Bit of David Attenborough. Righto, here we are in front of the castle in Vietnam. Yes, let's enter it and see what animals that we can find. But be very careful, they might become predators. Anyway, in this area here, you can feed the animals. All you have to do is on the way in here, through the castle, you'll see a vendor on the side with carrots and lettuces and stuff like that. You can actually chuck over the side and feed the animals. So, look, do yourself a favour, buy some of them and feed the animals. Here's a bit of a blowout. They've even got a cassowary here. Now, we've got cassowaries up far north of Queensland in Cairns. They're very rare to see, and if you do see one, definitely take a picture, but do not approach them. They will rip you in half. They are just like a big ostrich, but the claws are fantastic. They will really rip you to shreds. They're not going to eat you, because they're a sort of a bug-eating bird. They're not going to... Oh, they might pick your eyeballs out. Make sure you wear glasses when you come near them then. I have noticed a few characteristics the same as our zoos in Australia. Like even the elephant enclosure has electric fence around it, because once the elephant starts going, you're not going to stop them. If you go to the Western Plains Zoo in Dubbo, it is a lot bigger than here. Now, the Australian Zoo itself, where Steve Irving actually owns it, it is a lot smaller than this. So, look, when you're over here, make sure you do come to this zoo and have a look and compare to Australia's zoo. Bit of a plug for Steve Irving there, as he says, crikey! When you need to go, you gotta go. Even in front of the camera. They've actually got a fair few ponds of alligator, crocodiles, saltwater, freshwater, the whole lot. Most of them have got their mouth open at the moment, and if you don't know why they've got their mouth open, it's them cooling down. It's the same as dogs. They can't sweat, It's the same with alligators. They can't sweat because their skin is so thick. So the only way they can cool themselves down is to breathe in cool air into their lungs. Righto, this bird here, weird looking. Looks like he's a homeless bird. He's got not much hair. They look like they're a cross between a few types of animals. But wow, what a spin out. Look, do us a favour, when you come here, have a look around. Apparently, this is the gibbon cage. And guess what? These gibbons are native to actually Vietnam and actually Cambodia and Laos right next door. Now, there is like 7 different varieties of gibbons. One's got a black face, one's got a white face, one's got white. They're all different. But this one here, he's a blondie. As they say, do the funky gibbon. Bit of a word of advice, when you're walking around the zoo itself, watch out for these characters. They'll take your sunglasses and hat. They look cute, but don't go near them, they'll bite you. When you walk around the zoo, there's vending where you can get ice creams and drinks, and there's also a bit of an amusement park. Look, most of the rides are not going at the moment. I don't know why, but there is a bit of amusement park for your kids to go on. It's pretty cool, but it's a shame it's not going. I would have went on it. They've even got the wave ride. They've got little things to play on. Mate, your kids are going to have a ball when they get down here. Oh, I get you, Jack Sparrow. I wonder if it's a bit of a takeoff for Disney. Yep, Jack Sparrow. Well, just walking around here itself, I've noticed a lot of Vietnamese people are dressed up to the high heels, taking Instagram photos, and even with professional photographers. Don't know why, but it must be something to do with the social media network over here. Righto, fun fact about the pink flamingo. Now, these flamingos here at the moment are not as pink as what they normally are because of the micros in the water. That's actually how they get their pigmentation through the water and their pinkness. These guys here, they're a bit whitish, you know, they need a bit of a suntan, but they're still doing it. They are pretty cool, aren't they? Rightio, that's Saigon's zoo. Look, it's right in the heart of the actual city itself, and it is quite a nice place to come to. It is cheap. It's not even over 100,000 dong. It is less than that, so it's only a couple of bucks, probably around $4 Australian. US, probably only $2. So look, it is a bit of a walk around. Make sure you've got lots of fluid in you and wear some sensible shoes. And like I said before, take a picture of the map so you know exactly where you've gone. Now, I've walked all that area and it is pretty tiring. Righto, if you like the video, smash the thumbs up, hit your subscribe button if you haven't done it already, and stay tuned for the next video of Ho Chi Minh City. We are traveling up to Da Nang very shortly in around 6 days' time. I'd have to say that's a nicer place than at the moment, because right here, right now, 31 degrees, humidity, ooh, she's pretty hot at the moment. Da Nang, 20 degrees, which is a great place to be, just like New South Wales in Wollongong where I come from. So it's going to be just the right temperature for me. Right here, it's like far north Queensland weather. So be careful when you get here, wear your sunscreen, make sure, because the sun does burn you here.